guys, welcome back. This is episode number 2 of my camp kitchen series. On the first episode, I gave you an overview of how I have my 3 main North Face boxes set up. On this one, I'm diving into box number 1, and that's where I have all my IGT camp system accessories and pieces. I have a couple of tips to give you on this video. I'll give you those at the end of the episode, and I think they're very helpful, not only to set up your kitchen camp stuff and how to store them, but also to really organize anything on your RV or van or while you're going camping. So let me show you how I have the North Face right here. It's empty now, and it's got these really nice pockets on the sides. But when I started packing my camp kitchen, I had to make sure that everything will fit in my garage, which is the outside section in the RV where I can store things. So this specific box is the medium one, and I'm going to be putting under the description a link to the website so you can check it out and then get all the measurements. But anyway, this is all the stuff that goes inside for this, and these are the units for the Snow Peak table, the IGT Snow Peak table. Now, before I went and got all of these units, I had to ensure that they were going to work based on the way I cook. So these 3 boxes became super important to me, so I could have everything I need outside when cooking outside, and then I didn't have to go inside. So here you have it. In one of the half boxes or units, I have all my vinegars and salts and peppers, oils, and the main spices I use all the time, which are 5 spices basically. So the nice thing is that they all fit exactly in the unit. I also had to measure the size of this container. Some of these salt and peppers normally are bigger, and I didn't want to have them down this way to ensure that, salt and pepper and stuff like that will not go in it, or, when we're traveling. Then I got these OXO bottles through Amazon. They're pretty cool. And same thing, some are taller, and those tall ones I use for the inside of the RV. So that's one of the half units. On the other one, as you see, I still have the taller OXO bottles, but I added all the cookware that I already have from MSR. And these are the ones I bought a long time ago for backpacking, and they were great. So I put them all in here, besides the cookware that I got from Snow Peak, which kind of hangs on the outside of the table, and I'll show that setup when done presenting all these boxes. So that's units. This is the half unit. Now we got 2, and this can go inside of the table or outside, and I'll show you there is another piece that I can use for it. And all those pieces you do have to buy separately. This piece actually hangs outside of the table if I don't want to put the unit inside. And on this one, I just added all the other stuff that I need to use when cooking or opening cans and pillars and and of course, can openers and things like that. If you're interested, I'll be happy to share all what's inside of this box in my website, and I'll have a link below. And then I have all of the Snow Peak cookware. It's pretty cool. I love it. Great quality, lightweight. And check this, it has this hook. So then when I'm cooking, I can hook this right on the table while I'm, cooking. I don't have to like put it on the top, so it saves space. And I also got the bag to carry all of them. And as you see, pretty much all of the stuff is the same size, and the same thing goes with the Snow Peak cutting board with the knife. I love this knife. And it's another unit or half a unit, or you can just put it on a separate table. So this all goes inside of the box, and that's a half a unit that I purchased as well separately because I can add that on top of the baskets. I got 3 baskets, and those go below the table, and I can store things like this. Like I can store the, napkins, other cutting boards, and then I have this small box where I have the pieces that I need to use for the IGT system. And again, I'll show all of that on a separate episode. And these things here protect my tables. One I got at Amazon, and the other one is from Snow Peak. And I love using it, so my tables stay nice and clean. So there you have it. I got 3 of those. And I also carry another table cover for the picnic tables that they have when we go to the campgrounds. So now let me show you how I put all of this stuff inside and how well it fits. Normally I start with my half units. So I have 1 half unit here, and then I have the other half unit right there. So it's perfect. So I'll put the cover, and now I can put this right there at the bottom. Put all the baskets. That's another 2, and then I'll put the 3rd basket right there. Okay, and then this 3rd basket, I can add all the little extra stuff that I had. I have my napkins, they fit well. And then I have just these miscellaneous items that I need for the table. Actually, I'm gonna move this stuff at the bottom, I think. There we go. I'll put this here. And this goes for the rack. See, this fits perfect right there. Should adjust a few things, but let me add this half unit on the top. And then we can put these 2 other things right here. And that's it. And then this box is full and ready to be packed in my garage of the RV. There you have it. Next one, I'll be showing you my cleaning box. Now, you can close it. Bam! And this thing is just ready to go. Tip number 1, measure your space. That's how you make the most of what you have. And that way you don't waste any of the space. And also it kind of gives you an idea of what type of boxes you need to get, or not boxes, maybe you just need a bag. So yeah, tip number 1 is measure, measure, measure. Don't go buy something just because you like it or because of the quality. Just make sure that whatever you get fits in your space. After I measured, for me, what I found is that the North Face gear box was going to fit perfectly. It fit in my space. I was able to get 3 boxes, and you know, that's the reason I bought them. There were other options on Amazon or store like REI, but none of them fit my space the way I wanted. So that is the reason I went with the North Face gear boxes. Again, that fits me. I'm not sponsored or affiliated to the North Face. I love their quality. They're solid, they're square, they're not like oval or anything like that. I don't like things that are not square because I waste a lot of space. So yeah, that's the reason I went with the North Face boxes. And I think, you know, once you measure your space, you'll figure out what boxes work for you. Either way, what's important is to pack things correctly and efficiently. So yeah, that's tip number one. Just measure things and you start from there. Tip number two is just make a list of what you got in the kitchen that you use at all times. That will give you an idea really of what boxes you need or what you need to get or you can bring from your house. Because without a list, it's going to be very frustrating when you get to camp and you already packed all your stuff, but obviously now you have things that are not packed. So yeah, just make a list of the kitchen stuff that you need at all times. And once you have that list, you'll see the bulk of things that you need and how many boxes or bags you're going to need to use to pack all the stuff in your RV, the van, or you know, just to go car camping. Hopefully it's helpful. It works for me. I am going to have a list in my blog soon. It's not ready yet. For a little fee, I'm just gonna allow people to just use it. If you don't want to start from nothing, it will just give you a really good setup of kitchen accessories and gear for a perfect outdoor kitchen. All right, now you got your measurements and you got your list. Now is the time that you can really start packing. I did actually a lot of research before I bought my things, and you know, I actually ended going with a system that is not cheap at all. It's quite expensive, but I'm a believer that expensive but going with quality lasts, and you know, you end spending more money when you go cheap. So yeah, based on my experience, I prefer to spend or invest the money at the beginning so then later I don't need to be switching. And that's the reason I went with the IGT system from Snow Peak. Amazing quality, very modular, so I can always add or take or change depending on what type of trip I'm doing. And it's lifetime warranty. So yeah, I mean, it's an investment, but I'm extremely happy. I just started using it, and I'll be showing you some videos how I put my kitchen together as well. But let's stay with the boxes first, how I'm packing all that, and then, you know, we'll see the final setup in my final episode.